All right, Dan, we are back at it again. How are
I
we doing, sir?
We're doing good, Frank. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. I have got a
Good.
video
Okay.
video that was sent in. I was at Fort Myers, Florida last week. Shout out to the Lee County Sheriff's Office down there. We were treated very, very well. Wonderful host. So I wanted to give
Nice,
them.
nice, nice.
Yes,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good,
I
really
was
good.
at the GBI, Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and I was treated the same.
Every single agent with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation that I've had the pleasure of meeting, they were very well squared away. Very well squared
They
away.
are a
Yes.
top-notch professional organization. I'll tell you that is that yeah, they really sharp investigators.
Excellent. Yes, excellent. We are proud of them, and we are thrilled that they are able to use the Reid technique of interviewing and interrogations. And
And
wow,
they like me
yeah.
too, so I'm happy with that too.
Well, that's an even better thing, isn't it, Dan?
Yeah,
That's even
it
better.
is, yeah. And they let me leave the state, so that
And
was
they let you leave the state. Okay,
yeah,
good,
yeah.
good. As long as the Georgia State Highway Patrol doesn't attempt to pull you over, never run from them either.
No,
Never run
no,
from them. They've got
no. They're
one of
always
the
right.
few.
They're always right. Yeah.
They will pursue you. Yes.
Yeah.
So if you are just joining us right now on YouTube, Dan and myself, we are hosts of Reid on the Record. We are both full-time instructors with John Reid and Associates, the Reid technique of interviewing and interrogations. If you find joy in this video or podcast, please like and subscribe, leave us a comment, and feel free to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify. We would really, really appreciate it.
And we'd really like your input too about topics you'd really like us to address in future podcasts as well.
100%. Yes, we have an email address. There will be a pinned comment in the comments. At the very top, it's going to have our contact information as well as in the show notes. The details expansion is what it is.
Excellent.
All right. Yes. So that's what we have. But Dan, with that being said, thank you to all of our listeners and subscribers. Our subscriber count on YouTube is growing. If a little bit slowly, it is growing. We are growing very, very good on the podcast platforms. We have well over we're coming in just under 1,000 subscribers between Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Uh,
Excellent.
yes, and I checked the downloads on them, and the average download is 12 minutes on all of our videos, and there's a high level of interaction in the videos. So that means that they're being shared, they're being looked at. And if we could somehow translate these views into reviews on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, that would help the algorithm recognize our little podcast even more. We're trying to grow this, and we're trying to spread the good cheer of Reid on the Record podcast. But
That's great, Frank.
all right. With
It's
that being
all
said,
due to your effort on this, I'll tell you.
I don't know
Yeah.
about that. I just
Yeah, it
show
is.
up.
Yeah,
I
hey, don't
show
be
up.
so modest. Yeah. Yeah.
The podcast is like a barbecue. I'm just here to fill my plate, as an investigator named Hauser used to tell me back in the day. With that being said, we are going to be looking at a video that was sent in to us by a student. She had a question and she said, "Hey, this video has popped up in my feed. I was wondering if you had any kind of input on this." This is from a YouTube channel called The 2 Minute Law School. And there is a video called The Reid Technique, How Police, and I would have to expand what it is. But I will tag the creator of this video just so they know what we did. And I'll have a link in the show notes. So you can go out and you can look at the original for yourselves. But with that being said, this will be the second time I looked at the video. And I believe, Dan, are you familiar with this video?
I am not, Frank.
All right, so we will get a fresh perspective from Dan. And again, as a reminder to our listeners and the creator of this video, if you are actually checking it out, we are actual Reid instructors. So I would humbly assert that our opinion matters a little bit more than some stuff in the comment section. All right, Dan,
Good.
let's get it. Yep, let's go.
Reid technique.
Oops, sorry, wrong video. Here we go.
In today's class in 2 Minute Law School, we're talking about the Reid technique, Psychological Warfare 101.
All right, all right.
Oh,
Sorry.
man.
Psychological
You know,
Warfare 101.
what what do people expect investigators to do with suspects? I mean, I'm not even I'm talking about deceptive people, guilty people, how do they expect people to admit guilt? I mean, do you ask them, "Did you do it?" And they say, "No," and then you say, "Okay, thanks. Are you telling me the truth?" "Yeah." "Okay, thanks. Thanks a lot." I mean, let's get serious. I mean, use some common sense, people, when what investigators have to do. And I think that's a big problem, is that a lot of these critics of the Reid technique, or even of interrogation in general, have really no concept of what it is to interview and interrogate an actual deceptive person.
Well, of course, yes. And I can tell whenever people make videos like this, or if they leave comments like this, Dan, they've never actually done anything in the real world. And I'm not quite sure what the alternative would be. I know there's some alternative schools of interviewing and interrogation, although many of them, they don't have the backbone. They don't have the gall to just call it an interrogation. They come up with some other fluffy names for it. But with that being said,
Yeah,
psychological warfare 101. Now, she's an attorney. Now, I never went to law school. Dan, I don't think you are an attorney, correct? You're
I
not.
am not,
Yeah.
Frank.
So we're not given legal advice here, but I'm pretty sure, Miss Lawyer Lady, that if you made a claim like this in court, you would be asked to back it up. How was this psychological warfare, and where did you
Explain
get
what's Yeah,
yes, yes,
explain
what
what
is
see,
psychological
that's
warfare? I mean,
that's the other thing, Frank, is that these people, I don't care who they are, the critics, a lot of times they throw out all these terms that when you try to pin them down, well, okay, what is psychological warfare? What is coercion and all that? They can't back it up. They have no idea what it is, or
mhm.
they have no concept of how it applies to what we're teaching. How it doesn't apply, I should say.
And that's the most charitable interpretation of it, but you can tell that this attorney is already not giving us a fair shot with it. And there is a video that appeared here, and I'm not sure if this is just some stock, some stock
Yeah.
video that she got off of a website or it's AI, but it has a suspect looking at evidence in front of him. It looks like there's a table, there's coffee, he's smoking, he's in shackles. Just what a very unprofessional setup. But let's push on with this.
Okay.
Let's see what else we got.
There's a technique police can use that's so effective, it can make you confess to your own mother's murder.
Your own mother's murder.
Bull.
What?
And that's being kind. Let's get serious, please.
Yeah.
Eh,
It can confess to your own mother's murder. Your own
Yeah.
mother's murder.
Wow. Ah,
Oh gosh, that is just I wonder what technique she's talking about. Wonder what technique it is.
okay.
Let's see what it is. All right.
John Reid figured
Dun dun dun.
Oh,
John
what a
Reed.
surprise.
Drum roll. Dun dun dun. Okay, okay.
this out back in the 1940s.
He figured out how to make people confess to their own mother's murder using psychological warfare 101, Dan. That's what John Reed did. When am I
Man,
going to learn this? I took this in
I feel
2014.
so ashamed
I
of throwing
feel
50 years of my life away.
that's right. Yeah, yeah. You should feel ashamed on this. Jeez.
This guy basically created a psychological assembly line for manufacturing confessions.
Hold
What?
it.
What?
Manufacturing confessions.
A
Ho
psychological assembly line.
Manufacturing confessions. You're not manufacturing confessions. It's what the suspect says. Not a
Exactly.
manufacturer. He didn't invent the confession.
Exactly. And a psychological assembly line. So she keeps using the term psychological. I don't think it means what she thinks it means. Let's go on. Let's see
Okay.
what else we got.
And cops around the world still use his playbook today. Reid believed people unconsciously give away their guilt through tiny behaviors.
Ugh, I mean, it is just now what they're going to do is criticize what we teach on behavior. They're going to go after it. Well, they're not going to criticize what we teach on behavior, Dan. They're going to criticize a straw man version of it is what they're going to do. They're
Right.
just going to go after us, get us on something like that. Like, give me
Everybody, and I've said this before, everybody looks at people's behavior. I don't care what line of profession you're in, whether you're a salesperson, whether you're a lawyer, a judge, a jury, uh, anyone assesses behavior. Now, don't try to make it appear that, everyone's looking at it as guilt. It isn't all guilt. We assess, too, people's truthfulness. And a majority of people that we interview in investigations are telling the
Mhm.
truth.
Yeah, yeah. She has a little sign at the very bottom that says, "Not legal advice, educational purposes only."
Well, I don't see much education so far.
Yeah, you're kind of failing on that one.
Fidgeting, avoiding eye contact, nervous laughter. So he built a system around it.
You see, what they do is they selectively take stuff completely out of context, and then
Right.
they start creating this false narrative, is what they do. This is like, I mean, this is an ideologically motivated attack on the Reid technique right here. This is rhetoric. This is straw man fallacy going on right here, Dan. This is so frustrating to have to deal with. I mean, I just can't. And like just looking at her facial expression, okay, dun
Hmm.
dun dun, watch out! I'm going to be looking at some behavior. I can tell by reading her body language, she hates the Reid technique. She hates it.
Well,
It's like a rat walked into
maybe
the
if she
room.
understood the Reid technique, she wouldn't hate it.
Well, here's the thing, though. I have a suspicion about her that even if she took our seminars, she would smile to your face and go, "Oh, I guess I was wrong about the Reid technique after all." But she would go right back to just spreading lies like this. It
Right.
doesn't matter. She has an agenda. She doesn't give a damn. She's one of these people that probably thinks that interrogations shouldn't even be done. It's
Right.
better to flood your communities with murderers, rapists, and gangbangers than get an ethical, legal, and substantiated confession from them through the use of an interrogation. That's just the kind of person she is. They have an archetype, they have a template. I know it whenever I see it. So
Yep.
let's see what else this person says.
Exploiting these tells. But here's the sick part. Those same behaviors happen when innocent people are scared out of their minds.
Yeah,
Don't we
no
cover
kidding.
that, Dan? Don't we cover that? Or am I missing something? I think we do.
Absolutely,
Like,
people do that. I'm glad you pointed that out. Okay.
good observation.
Yeah.
Turn to your workbooks. That's going to be page 11, 10, 12, and 13. We cover
Yeah.
that. I mean, come on.
You ever been pulled over for speeding?
So these videos that's being played in the background, what do they have to do with anything?
Right.
Yeah, it looks like we have an individual male in military fatigues. There's a lamp kind of above his head. This has to be AI generated. How old is this video? I wonder how old this looks like old AI, like way from back in the
Hmm.
day.
You probably looked guilty as hell, even if you weren't.
Well, wait a
You
minute.
were
Wait a minute,
guilty.
Frank.
You were
Frank,
pulled over for something.
how
Yeah.
many times, Frank? How many times have you pulled maybe somebody over for speeding, and they tell you, "Well, I wasn't speeding," but they were speeding?
Exactly, exactly. I was
And
never like a major
you think
traffic
about it.
cop, but yeah,
Does
yeah, yeah.
does that police officer have nothing better to do than to stop you and get out of the car in the snow, rain, heat, just so they can talk to you? No, you were speeding. Okay, get
Yeah, I
over
mean,
it.
they had probable cause for a stop, lady. You were guilty of something. Like, yeah. I mean, and then the nervousness is probably, oh, SHIT. Is this officer discovered that my tags are expired, that I wasn't wearing a seatbelt, I was on my cell phone driving. That's why they get really, really nervous. And here's the thing, we can tell truthful from deceptive nervousness. We
And
have an
how do we do
entire
that?
block of instruction on that, is what
We
we've got.
always establish with people we talk to, we establish what their normal patterns of behavior are
Exactly.
at
That's
the
right.
time of the interview, not in
Yeah, yeah,
general,
yeah.
at the
N
time of that interview. So if I'm
Yeah.
called in to be interviewed regarding a wrongdoing
Mhm.
and I'm truthful, I am always going to be nervous. I don't care what you say, I'm going to be nervous. But the investigator establishing that normal pattern, asking me questions about that I should not be lying to about establishing that baseline, that's the safeguard in them not misinterpreting natural nervousness to someone that is lying about the issue under investigation.
100%. And not only that, Dan, but notice something about her analogies and her metaphors that she's using. She used a traffic stop. She didn't use anything in a controlled environment.
No.
And I've noticed that this is a reoccurring tactic that a lot of our critics are doing. They use these analogies and they use these comparisons that don't happen a whole lot in real life. I mean, you could use the Reid technique in an uncontrolled environment like that, but
Sure.
we're really designed for a controlled environment. Suitability for the interview questions, assess the person's mental and emotional state, make sure that they're okay. They're not about, to have any kind of problem on you. Baseline questions, and then you get into it. But they always come up with these absurd little scenarios like, "Hey, what if you were getting late home from work and you had a couple of beers and you were doing some drugs and you found your wife dead and you
Yeah,
didn't do it? Wouldn't you look guilty in front of the police?" And they come up with these just absurd
I know.
scenarios. And I mean, it's just all right, all right. Hey, sorry, sorry. I rant, I rant. Let's see what.
The Reid technique isn't just asking questions, it's psychological manipulation wrapped up in a bag.
This video in the background has nothing to do with police interrogations or the Reid technique. Like, what a crummy tactic. What a low, scummy little thing to do. Like, these people accuse us of psychological manipulation tactics. Look what they're doing with the music. Look
Right.
what she's doing with the pacing, that tone
The
of her
video.
voice.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
showing the
not what
video in the
interrogation
background. Give me a
is
break.
like. Let's get real.
I know. Yeah, yeah.
They study you like a lab rat. Then they prep
They study you like a lab rat?
Bad Brad.
Well, that's when we get our shots out and our prods and our thermometers and our other stuff, right, Dan?
Oh, we're not supposed to talk about that, Frank.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah. Oh.
yeah, yeah. Come on, people.
Oh, man. All right.
every emotional button that you have. I've watched interrogation videos where cops spent hours convincing someone they were helping them by getting them to confess.
Okay, what are these interrogation videos, lady? Were
Yes.
they using the Reid technique?
Or were they just doing their own thing? I've
Exactly, yeah.
I've watched I've watched hours and hours of interrogation videos, and I can tell you this is that a lot of them that I've watched, I would never uh, interview or interrogate the person in that manner. But don't associate stuff like that with the Reid technique because
Mhm.
it's not the Reid technique.
Exactly, yeah. All right, let's see what
We
else we
just
got.
need to hear your side of the story. I know you're a good person who made a mistake, but what really pisses me off is how systematic it is.
What really pisses me off is how systematic it is. You know what pisses me off?
Yeah,
Are defense attorneys getting rapists and murderers off on stupid technicalities. That's what pisses me off. And then they go out into the community and they victimize them again. But okay, legalese, whatever. But here's the thing, man. It's like, uh, I mean, like how systematic it is. Okay, there's a standard of practice of interviewing and interrogation. What's her alternative? What's your alternative? One of these little, I shouldn't say it. I have to be
yeah.
careful. All right, all right, all right. Sorry.
9 specific steps designed to break you down.
No,
She got the
n-
number 9 right.
9. That was
All
good. I give
right.
her credit for that. 9.
Sometimes
Right.
they confuse it. They're like 12 steps, 8 steps, 11 steps. I'm like, oh, holy heck.
We're not breaking down anybody. We're getting the person to tell us the truth, okay?
We're using psychological warfare, Dan. Don't pretend that we learned in Psychological Warfare 101 to break down a lab rat to convince the rat that he murdered
His mother.
his birth mother's brood.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what we're actually doing with this. So, yeah. And we're using an AI video to simulate an unethical interrogation to psychologically warfare and
yeah.
warp the rat's brain by breaking it down. How about that? There we go.
They analyze your behavior, build fake rapport.
Build fake rapport.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with
Sorry.
building fake rapport, but I'll tell you this, there's nothing wrong, and how dare you say it's fake rapport? How many times have I talked to people that have committed a crime and I can empathize with them about what they did? I understand what causes a lot of people to do a lot of things, and there's nothing wrong with the
Mhm.
investigator. In fact, a good interrogator can empathize with somebody. It's not fake. I understand why people do certain things that they do. It doesn't make it right. We're not uh, saying that because we empathize with them, that's wrong. How should you treat them? Just like
Mhm.
a piece of crap? No. You treat people the same way you would want to be treated if roles were reversed. They're going
Well,
through a
yeah,
traumatic
yeah, yeah,
experience right now.
yeah, 100% with that. I mean, build fake report. All right. Well, let's see what else we've got with this. I would like for them to define rapport. They
Yes.
always
Oh,
throw it
good idea.
around. Can you just
Good.
define it for
Yep.
us?
Yep.
I'm not gonna do her work for her,
No.
but
Well,
they throw
I
around
doubt
these
you'll ever
terms.
hear.
It's just
I doubt you will ever hear a reply to this, but
we're not gonna hear anything from this at
no.
all. Absolutely
And you know
nothing.
why, Frank? Because what we're saying here is true.
Well, the reason why we're not gonna hear anything is that this channel looks like a content mill. They're just churning out all this stuff. They're using this AI crap in all of their videos here, and clearly she doesn't give a damn about being accurate in what she's portraying. I feel bad for her clients.
What's the purpose of
Imagine her in court, cross-examining someone.
defending?
Well, oh yeah, or
Yeah.
cross-examining like a state's witness, and the state witness really knows their stuff whenever it comes to the Reid technique, and she's saying all this nonsense to them. She's gonna look like a moron. I mean, lady, please, like for your own professional reputation, can you take a seminar or order some of our books and just read about what we do? Order a workbook or something, or one of our I don't know, but,
Yeah.
like, you're going
If
to
but
embarrass yourself,
that's
like
assuming that a person really wants to understand, what
yeah,
we're
and it goes
doing.
back to the content mill. You're not
Yeah,
producing videos of this quality because you care about their accuracy. That's clearly what it is. I mean, that's all we're dealing with, so, I don't think we have much longer. This is going
no.
over an hour. This is a YouTube short, so here.
Then attack every denial you make. And they'll present you with an alternative question. Did you plan this or was it spontaneous? Both answers assume you did it.
By the
Yeah,
way
no kidding. Interrogation
yeah, yeah.
is for those people you feel confident did commit the crime. It's not an interview, it's an interrogation.
100%. It's still so weird, man. It is still so bizarre. The whole thing's weird. And the video, at this point, the video is cringe. It is cringy. Like, why is the
Yeah.
video on here? This is so weird.
Well,
It has
to make it appear, I don't know, bad?
I guess so. I mean, I'm not
You're screwed either way. This technique works because it exploits basic human psychology. We want to please authority figures. We want to end uncomfortable situations. And we want to believe if we cooperate, things will get easier. But here's the reality check. Cops using the Reid technique don't care about truth.
Oh,
this
that
is
is
where
brilliant.
okay,
You
okay.
don't care about
This
truth.
is where
That
slander and libel could come into play here. Now, unlike her, I'm not going to pretend to go into an area I don't really know anything about. But my question to the 2-minute lady here or the 2-minute lawyer, law school, whatever, is this. If we got you under a deposition, some attorneys did, and they said, what are you basing this assertion that the Reid technique does not care about truth? What's going to be your answer?
right.
What's it gonna be? Is it gonna be your Google search? Is it gonna be these, false confession grifters who, by the way, they'll say one thing to you on your podcast and YouTube channel. When we've gotten them under a deposition, they change their tune. They
Exactly.
absolutely change their tune on that. So, 2-minute lawyer lady, whatever you are, how would you answer that question? You're the attorney, you tell me. How would you answer that question? What's your source for this? Like, this is I think whoever sent us the video just wanted to get our blood pressure up. That's what it is.
They care about clearance rates.
Care about clearance rates. Yeah.
They
Ugh.
care about closing cases. Getting a confession checks those boxes. And vulnerable people, minors, people with disabilities, anyone under extreme stress, they're sitting ducks for this stuff. I tell every
Oh,
Dan,
now
don't
here
we
we come. Wait a minute now. Now she's gonna say, I tell every client. Is this a commercial or what?
I'm not sure what it is, but it is definitely leading up to that. Um, I tell every client, okay. Um, she's probably going to say to contact the lawyer and get legal advice. And I can't
Which
remember. I
is
know I've seen this twice, but the first time I zipped through it. Second time, but uh, why didn't you just say if the police want to talk to you, get a lawyer? Why do you have
right.
to unfairly, slanderously, and libelly bash the Reid technique? Why do you do this? Like, why was that necessary? All of this necessary?
It wasn't, Frank. It wasn't.
Ah,
Uh, again, if a person is in custody, they've been given the Miranda warnings. One of them, you have the right to speak with a lawyer. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
And what is it? What is the law enforcement going to do? Frank, you have the right to speak with a lawyer. You know that, right, Frank? You can
Mhm.
talk to a lawyer if you want to. Yeah. Okay. You sure you don't want a lawyer? Man, if I was in your shoes, I'd be getting a lawyer. I wouldn't be sitting here just listening to me talk to you. What do they want police to do? You advise them that they have the right to an attorney.
What they
That
want,
person can make that choice whether
yeah,
or not they want
yeah.
one or not. Okay.
What
And,
they
and I'll tell you
want.
this, if I'm
Mhm.
telling the truth, I'm sorry to interrupt, but if
Oh, no,
I'm
no, no.
telling the truth,
Yeah.
if I'm telling the truth, I'm going to tell you this. I don't need a lawyer because I'm telling the truth. And I have confidence in the investigator that
Mhm.
they are going to be good in what they're doing and they're not going to get me to confess to something I didn't do. In fact, that's not going to result in a confession. Is that if they are following the Reid technique, I've been eliminated already by the interview, in which the investigator talks to me and says, Dan, after
Mhm.
talking to me, they say, I don't believe Dan is involved in this. Let's move on.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
You think they make it appear everybody's being interrogated. Everybody isn't being interrogated. That's the purpose of the interview to help eliminate truthful people and identify the deceptive. And that's
Yeah,
what the Reid
yeah.
technique stresses.
She spent about 9 seconds talking about the interview, and the rest of it's interrogation. But here's the thing, I don't know about her in particular, the 2-minute law school, whoever this lady is, but it seems like she goes from the side of chaos, okay? There's reform movements out there in our nation, and they want to remove all of the human element from law enforcement. If you don't have the physical evidence, they think the person should walk free. Period. End of story. Doesn't matter if they confessed. It doesn't matter how you got to the charges. They don't think that people should go to prison. They don't think people should be charged if there's no physical evidence and if they gave you a confession. Even if you got physical evidence that was independently verified through physical evidence by the confession, they still see that as bad. They want criminals to go free. They want to destroy the society that we live in. That's what
Frank,
they want. I mean,
right. And
that's,
I look at this too, is that there are so many cases. If you had physical evidence, beautiful, okay?
yeah.
But there are so many circumstances where
Mhm.
it is simply not possible to obtain physical evidence,
Not
okay?
only that, but physical evidence can be wrong. I've seen it point to a wrong
Sure,
suspect. Their DNA
absolutely.
was found at a scene. This person was charged and locked up. This happened in South Carolina. They were later released because there was an investigation into their alibi, but physical evidence itself can still lead to false charges and incarceration. It's not the be all end all. These people worship at the idol of hard science, and they think it's the be all end all. And
It's
uh,
not.
it is such a bizarre world to live in. It's just such a weirdo world, man. But I think we've only got about 15 more
Okay.
seconds. So here, yeah, we'll try and play it.
client the same thing. The moment they start building rapport, lawyer up.
So I think, well, first of all, if she's the attorney, you should defer to her for legal advice. Although I'd be very careful. If she got us wrong, what else is she getting wrong with her clients? But I'll say this: if her advice is to people is to lawyer up when they're building rapport. Has she given us a definition of what rapport building is?
No.
Okay, she has not given us a working definition, and let's take her advice to heart. How then, lawyer lady, is a common citizen supposed to recognize what rapport building is? Is it, sir or ma'am, can I see your ID? Is it, thank you, please have a seat. Would you like to use the restroom? Hey, do you need a doctor? I see that you're bleeding from your head. Do I need to call EMS? Is that rapport building? What is rapport building? Give us a, we're not going to give you the definition right now. You can
You
watch our
figure it out.
podcast. Yeah, I think we hit on it, but, yeah, you figure it out. But what is rapport building? How can your clients act on advice like this or anyone passing by if you haven't even given them a definition of it? So that's
Exactly.
my
Yeah.
question. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because once the Reid train starts rolling,
The Reid train starts rolling. I That's kind of funny. That's kind of cool, actually.
The retrain.
The
Okay.
Reid train. Wah, wah. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, what was that? Oh gosh, that was the Reid train. Here it comes.
Oh, it was in the Polar Express. No, it's the
No,
retrain.
it's not the
Retrain.
Polar Express.
Yeah,
No,
the retrain.
all
Yeah.
aboard. Only it's not.
Yeah.
It's the Reid train. Run.
it's designed to end at confession station.
Again, another claim you're making. If you're under oath, lawyer lady, what are you backing up that assertion with? Well, I did a Google search, or my friends over at Reform Law Enforcement, cops are all bad, told me this. Okay, are they going to testify on your behalf? They're going to throw you under the subpoena bus. They're going to say,
Right.
oh, I never told her that. That's what's going to happen to you. That's what's going to happen. I've seen it. I've seen it. Oh, gosh. Ugh.
Don't
Okay.
be their next victim. Class dismissed.
Don't be their next
Thank,
victim. How
thank you.
about you don't go
Class
out there and make
dismissed.
victims, you criminals? Like,
Yeah,
you
this
see,
is
yeah, that right there, she sees police as criminals right there. That's what it is. But I'll tell you this. Look at her, okay?
yeah.
As a former cop, she will bash law enforcement. Now, I don't know if she does. I'm using her as an archetype because she's got the look. She has the look of someone who would post on Facebook all day long. You don't have to talk to the police. You shouldn't talk to them, blah, blah, blah. But the moment she becomes a victim of a crime, she'll be blowing your damn phone up, wanting the case update every single day. She'll be demanding to know why you haven't
Right.
made an arrest. She'll be calling and complaining on your police chief. She'll be complaining on your boss, showing up at the police station, bashing the law enforcement about how you're all incompetent because you haven't made an arrest. I've seen the look. I've seen that
Yeah.
arrogance. I've seen it. All right. 2-minute law school. Let's
And
finish
if
it.
you wish you went to law school or you just want to be smarter and win that next argument with your friends,
What? Be smarter and win the argument? Invite me and Dan to your next party.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Okay.
Lady, you better hope and pray that there's not a former attendee at our seminar. They're going to crush your free. Where did you go to law school? This is not even how you construct an argument. There was ad hominems. There was straw mans. What's it called, Dan, where you have you have a conclusion and you work backwards from your conclusion and you fill in the premises. Is that begging the
Oh,
question? Fallacy. I
yeah.
think it's begging the question, or it's circular reasoning. 3 major fallacies in your attack on the Reid technique. Where'd you go to law school? She's got the look. I've seen it. That someone who thinks they're smarter than what they actually are. I've seen this. Not you, lady. I'm sure you're super sweet in person and you're nice and you're passionate about your job, but
But if you're passionate about your job
hey, wait, I
why
have
don't
to
you
move
get
it off of this
the
video.
truth?
Okay, I have to move it off. It's just okay, that's better. I can't
Okay.
like
Let's
I don't mean to freeze it when she's doing a goofy face look.
but
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, all we want is you to be truthful, you know? That's all.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, just
And
be
informed
truthful. That's
about the
it.
Reid
Yeah, yeah.
technique. Let's stop
100%.
making
That's it.
stuff up.
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, that's it. All right.
Okay.
Well, Dan, closing thoughts. Closing thoughts. What's your
Close it.
conclusion? What's your takeaway, Dan? Your final takeaway.
Okay, my takeaway is if a person wants a lawyer, they can ask for a lawyer.
Mhm,
Okay. Nobody is forcing them to talk to you. Okay.
mhm. Yeah.
And then I thought I had this. Nobody is forcing any of that.
Mhm.
Okay. Is
Yeah,
that you just, if they want to talk, fine. If they don't have to. Okay. That's,
yeah.
that's their right. Okay. They also have the right to an attorney. That's up to them. Okay. And there's plenty of attorneys out there that would probably take a person's case, but are they giving them good advice, bad advice? That's what the person needs to ask themselves.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah, go on.
I, I've always done is that I am in favor of doing the right thing. I always try to do the right thing, especially in my life and especially in interviews and interrogations. Okay.
Mhm.
Is that I'm not trying to get innocent people to admit guilt. I'm trying to identify the truthful. I'm trying to, if a wrongdoing has occurred, have the individual admit to that guilt. And then it's not up to me to decide what the consequence or punishment is.
Well, yeah, and something that always bothers me when people like her will make these videos is that this isn't your job, okay? I think it's terrible when attorneys will take a rape victim and bring out her sexual past on the stand and eviscerate her credibility. I've seen it. I think that's awful, but I would never make a video criticizing cross-examination in court, whatever the legal term is for it.
Right.
One, I don't really know what I would be talking about. And two, I wouldn't want my emotional reaction to see what I see to inform policy out there. But I don't understand why people feel the need to butt their noses into something that they have no business in, or at least butt their nose into it without understanding it. It's like they hear interrogation, they see that there's been false confessions through abuse of police power, not
That's a
through any
diff
interrogation
Yeah,
technique, especially us. And then they make this false equivalency in their emotionally driven brains. And then the end result, if we live in a world where you cannot interrogate, there's gonna be more rape victims, there's gonna be more murder victims, there's gonna be more bad people out there doing bad things because you choose to tie the hands of people like you, Dan, that wanna do the right thing.
but
I
again,
mean
Frank, yeah,
yeah.
I say again is that you're absolutely right, but again, is
Mhm,
that it's up to the court, the judge, the jury to decide if a person's innocent or guilty, okay? And when presented with all the facts and evidence, are mistakes sometimes made? Yes, they are, okay?
mhm.
Uh, but as long as me as the investigator have done everything proper, I'm gonna live with that.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, 100%. I agree with you on that, yeah. So, all right. Well, for all of our listeners and viewers out there, I apologize for the rant from me and Dan Malloy, but it's all in good fun and spirits. I
Yeah.
enjoyed this, Dan, and we're looking forward to doing this again.
And again, if
All right.
this attorney, the 2-minute lawyer, wants to address the things that we've talked about, again, we invite her. Come on our show.
Yes, yes.
We're not here.
Use yeah.
I, I am not. We are not here to attack. We're here to attempt to educate and discuss what we do. And I think once people do understand what we do, what we teach, and what is proper, uh, they will have a better understanding and realize that, it's not all just psychological warfare. Is that what she called it?
Well, here's the thing, Dan. Like we've been looking at a bank of Reid critics out there.
Yeah.
And I made a video about this in the past, but there's different categories. You have some of them who honestly just don't understand. They were misinformed.
Right.
We've already addressed some of those. But what the 2-minute lawyer just did is now out of her own mouth, she's smart, she knows how to argue. She deliberately attacked us in this video. This was an attack. This was not an effort at dialogue. This was not a misunderstanding. I don't think that for 1 minute. She came out of the gate swinging. And she even said at the very end with this just haughty, prideful
Yeah.
boast of how to beat people in arguments. Well, if Dan would like to have an educated discussion with you, that's certainly open. But I'm down for a real honest debate with you, 2 minute lawyer. I'm not down for discussion. Let's debate this. You don't like us. We don't like you. Let's just get it out there. Let's have an honest to God debate and let's debate the Reid technique. That's my offer to you. Let's debate
I
it. Let's get it out. Let's have our thoughts out. You bring your evidence of psychological warfare, lab rats, and that Reid does not care about the truth, and I'll bring all of my research
and
on
let's
my
not
end.
forget that false
Yeah,
rapport stuff.
yeah,
Whatever that
yeah.
rapport stuff is.
I'll give you a working definition of rapport, the true definition of it, if you agree to it. How about that?
Yeah.
How does that sound? Does that sound good?
That sounds
I
good,
think that's
Frank.
good. All right. Awesome.
Yeah. All
Awesome.
right.
Cool.
Okay.
Listeners and viewers, thank you. If you could share this with someone you are friends with or you hate, share it with someone who hates the Reid technique. I'm sure they would love it and they would really appreciate it. Thank you very much. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. All right. Bye.
Okay.